When you come to Rubistar, you have two options for creating a rubric. You can either try it out, or you can register and save your rubric online. If you know when you first arrive at Rubistar that you want to save the rubric that you make, or that you definitely want to be a registered user, go ahead and use register and save your rubric online. But if you want to just try it out, then you can come down and click create a new rubric. Within this, you can pick from the different template options that I spoke of before. Within here, you can say, for instance, maybe you're making a poster. You click on making a poster, and it gives you a few blanks. You'll find with all of our All-Tech tools, they are, for the most part, fill in the blank or selection tools. It asks you for your salutation. I'm going to put Mrs., my first name, I'll type it here, and last name. This is because it'll be listed at the top of the rubric in its finished form. Let's say we're making a poster and our assignment is about famous people. In all of our All-Tech tools, we also ask for a zip code or area code, and that's so we can report to the federal government, since we are a federally funded grant organization, who we have served and where. I put in my zip code. The next blank is asking about the demonstration rubric. If it's a temporary rubric, one that you don't want to save, you can leave it as is. But if you would like to save it at the end, you can say, no, my rubric is permanent. And at the end, it'll give you the option to save it. It'll give you the option either way, so don't worry about that too much. You can then scroll down and pick your category. Everything you find here is based off of making a poster and the different categories that this teacher thought were appropriate for that assignment. You can go in and pick, for instance, all of us in a poster like to see a title, typically. At this point, you'll see that the verbiage just automatically came up on the screen. It told you what makes a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. Now, first I need to talk about the rating scale. It is very editable. Right now it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's say you have younger children and you want to say something in the lines of excellent, or down here on the 1, maybe needs improvement. You can certainly do that. We'll put improvement. Okay, now that we have our rating scale, we could go ahead and keep going. We could make the 3 and a 2 and somewhere in between, but we'll move on. I hit the title. Let's say we'd like to do a couple others, maybe labels. You'll see what comes up. Now this one I need to share that you can also edit anything within these boxes. So for instance, let's say we're at a science fair and we know that the poster has to be read from more than 3 feet away, the title, or in this case the labels. So I can go in and change that 3 to 4. I'm going to scroll down slightly and say that we would like to have our own category. For instance, maybe you don't see the category in here that you'd like to include. You can come down to this blank area, type in the new category that you'd like to add, and then just know that if you do that, you have to come up with your own rating scale and verbiage. But the cool thing about Rubistar, and one that I encourage teachers and students to use it for, is to go in and get some of the verbiage from some of the other rubrics that might be helpful. And so you can create your own items within Rubistar, and we highly encourage that. So let's just select a couple more items. Let's say required elements and mechanics, and we could keep on going. We have enough blanks here as there are items to choose from. For now, I'm just going to click on Submit. It's important to point out that when you do submit your rubric, it's not saved, and it states it right at the top. This is not saved into our database. And at the end, you have the choice to go ahead and save that if that's what you choose to do. But for now, you'll see that it lets you modify this rubric. So if you go down here and you see, oh, I misspelled something, you can just scroll back to the top, click Modify this rubric, and it'll bring you back to the previous page where you can do some edits. But this is a nice printable rubric at this point. It gives you your title and your name. It also gives you a blank for the student's name, and then of course the rubric that we created. Down here at the bottom, it gives you several options. You can click Print, or you can download it to your computer in an Excel spreadsheet or in a Word document, and then it gives you the option to make it available online. And this is where you would go to save it if you had decided that, oh, this is something I want to save in our database. Now that's something I should point out about Rubistar, and with most of our All-Tech tools, is we allow you to save all of your products, for the most part, on our servers, so that you don't have to save space on your computer or on your district level. You can save it yourself to our databases. And that's nice for teachers. Okay, at this point, what we can do is make available online. It asks you to register. And in order to do that, you do have to either log into an existing account or register and sign up for a new account. When you sign up for a new account, we simply ask for some of your information, name, zip code, and password and email address. Now, As with all of our tools and your email address, we only email you if there is inappropriate content, which I would never expect from any educators, but there are some people out there who abuse our tools from other places than education. And we might email you if you haven't edited your products in at least 6 months. And the reason for that is we do keep quite a bit of information on our servers, and it's good for us to go through every 6 months to clean up. So if you're not using it, we'll just ask, do you want to keep this or would you like to delete it? And you have the option to go either way. That would be the only 2 reasons that we would ever contact you.